In today's video, Kate and I talk about non-linear dieting.
By myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com, and today I have a special guest. This is Caitlin Callahan.
Hey!
Kate is a grad student at the University of South Florida. She is also a ProPhysique coach.
Yes, the newest addition.
All right, so as part of Kate's duty as a grad student at the University of South Florida, go Bulls, well, she gets to study a lot of science, and so she came over today to discuss a few things, but we kept bringing up this topic of kind of non-linear dieting, the Matador study, and I thought it was a perfect time to do a video on it because I haven't really talked about this stuff from the sense of what this study showed us and what some of the benefits are, because it's actually something I've been practicing, I guess, for a couple of years now with my clients. And what we mean by non-linear dieting is basically not just restricting calories forever, not just always doing less calories and more cardio, creating that restriction, but by bringing calories back up to maintenance for periods of time. So what I want Kate to do right now is explain kind of the basics of this Matador study and what kind of implications it might have for those of us that are interested in, I guess, body composition improvements.
Body composition and overall resting metabolic rate. We see that when people are perpetually dieting to lose more, they think they have to restrict more, when in fact that was not the case, and science has supported this. So what they did is they put two different groups. They randomized 51 obese men, I believe, into two groups, where one group continuously dieted through a 16-week period, and the other group did some intermittent dieting. So what they did was they had both groups in a 33% caloric deficit, and then after 2 weeks the intermittent group went back up to their prior maintenance. And what they saw at the end of the study was that the intermittent group not only lost more body fat, but they also had less of a decline of their energy expenditure or resting metabolic rate. So their NEAT was higher, they were able to continue to go throughout the day with higher energy, and they could keep their calories higher and lose more body fat.
Yeah, so this is essentially what we refer to now as a diet break. So a lot of this information had been out for a while, and we started using this amongst physique athletes. Now, when you're dealing with an obese population, there isn't a one-to-one correlation with physique athletes, but we see something very similar. When we have somebody who's very lean and we bring them back up to maintenance, now, we don't bring them back up to their prior maintenance, we bring them back up to their predicted current maintenance as a physique athlete, because we don't want any body fat back on. But we see the similar benefit. We see people that have more energy, they report that they're feeling better, that they're looking better, and then we're able to push through, oftentimes maintaining weight despite reducing cardio and increasing calories. So there's definitely a real world application for this, and it's something that we've been using for a while. And I think potentially there's probably going to be some more research like in the works on this. Aren't you interested in this as well?
And they actually did measure their metabolic rate after 4 weeks of dieting to correct for the adaptations that they saw.
Oh, okay, so they did. I thought you said they went back to their previous maintenance. Okay.
Their current maintenance.
Okay, so for those people that are curious about what a diet break actually is our metabolic rate is adaptive. So when people say maintenance calories, that's not a static number. You can't just say, oh, that's my maintenance. That's an always changing number. And it's one of the reasons why when people go through these really strict like 12-week or 90-day fat loss challenges, what they don't realize is that they're basically adapting their metabolic rate during that time, and then when they return to their previous lifestyle, they end up putting all the body fat on, often having some body fat overshooting because of the super restrictive nature.
Yes.
So what this might be, this non-linear dieting, meaning we're not always in a severe caloric deficit, means there might be a sustainable approach to losing body fat and not regaining it, because fat loss is not the problem. It's regaining the fat that is the problem for most people. So I think that's very exciting stuff. So what I'm going to do here is link Caitlin's channel below, and she's going to talk more about this on her channel. She's got some really sciencey stuff coming up. I think you're enjoying reading studies.
I am.
You're a nerd?
I am.
Okay, so Caitlin's a nerd. So she's also a coach for me, so it's very exciting for me because, that's what I'm really interested in. So, as a coach myself, what I've had happen over the last couple of years is I've had the ability to work with some great people like Steven, like Tyler, Danielle Aguilar, and now Caitlin. So, having a great set of coaches that helps me like stay abreast of what's going on in the situation in like science and literature has been a great benefit, being involved with Dr. Campbell over at the University of South Florida. So, rising star here. So go go ahead and follow her over on YouTube if you'd be interested. She's also got a great Instagram channel, which I'll put on the screen here for you guys. So if you have any questions or comments, let us know below. If you'd like us to do a follow-up on this video, any other thoughts?
I will just comment that they did a 6-month follow-up in this study, and the intermittent group also regained less fat after dieting in this manner. So like Paul said, we don't want to get into some body fat overshooting by perpetually dieting and thinking we can just go back to the same type of lifestyle we were before, and this can help prevent that as well. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, so one of the toughest things as physique competitors is the period after a show, where typically most of us are going to put on a lot of weight quickly. Yeah. I've certainly experienced that. And I've worked with a lot of people that have as well. Well, I can tell you last year, on a personal note, I dieted in a nonlinear fashion. I definitely took weekends and weeks where I was not in a deficit because it just didn't fit what I was doing, my lifestyle. So my competition goal was secondary to me effectively losing body fat without having to kill myself. Well, what happened was when the shows were over, I definitely didn't feel this need to overconsume food. I just kind of continued doing what I was doing, and I might have snacked here or there, done a bit less cardio, but I didn't have this innate desire to just go crazy and just binge on things that I wasn't able to have all year. So, we can probably discuss the mechanisms of why a diet is more successful when you're not dieting in a linear fashion, but I think a lot of it is just long-term restriction. I would have to suspect, like when you don't have this constant restriction of calories, when the diet's over, you don't look at it as being over. You just look at it as you're just continuing. So whatever it is, it's really good research to be looking into, because obviously obesity and these like long-term like health issues from being overweight need to be addressed. And I don't think that there is a one-size-fits-all solution currently. And this is something that could help in that manner going forward.
Yes, it could.
Yeah, very exciting stuff. So, all right, go check out Caitlin. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you have any questions or comments or want more details on this type of stuff, let us know. We could probably get into some specifics of how to restrict calories, how to do a diet break, and how to restrict again, and how to get back on using cardio calories, and the whole process. Because I know it's for the average person, sometimes it might be difficult to kind of figure out what we're saying. So yeah, we would be willing to get more into that. Otherwise, you guys have a great weekend.